Thanks for stopping by GF Explorers, where our channel is all about living and cooking our best gluten-free lives and sharing it all with you. My wife Victoria has been gluten-free since 2007, but I don't have any food restrictions and can eat pretty much anything I want. But in our house, pretty much everything we cook is gluten and dairy-free. And I often get asked, what do you do to supplement the lack of gluten and dairy in your food? And my answer to that is always up the flavors and up the excitement in your food. And I'm gonna do that today with lamb kofta. Now, ground lamb for some reason seems to scare people. It's gamey, it's this, it's that, it's unusual. And I'm here to tell you, stick with me, this is gonna be worth it. So let's get started. The first thing I'm gonna do is start out with my spice blend. And I've got all my spices on one container here. I've got salt, pepper, cayenne pepper, cinnamon, cumin, coriander, and allspice. It's a great blend of flavors. I'm gonna go ahead and add that to 1 pound of lamb. Next, I'm gonna do minced garlic, some grated onion, and some fresh chopped parsley. And I like to get into my food, so I'm gonna go ahead and dig right in with my hands and mix this really, really well. Make sure we incorporate all those spices throughout the lamb. Our ingredients are all incorporated into our lamb, and now we want to make it into kebabs. So what you want to do is grab a nice handful and kind of start to make a sausage shape with it. I like to lay my skewer down right in the center of it and then start to wrap it around the skewer. Use wooden or bamboo skewers. If you do that, be sure and soak them for about 20 minutes so they don't catch on fire when you're on your grill. That's one of the reasons I like using these metal skewers, because you don't have to soak them and you don't have any issues with them burning on your grill. So we'll get our second one working here. Once again, we kind of start our sausage, lay our skewer right down in the center of it, and then go ahead and thin that out along your skewer. Now, one of the things you'd like to be careful of here is that you make each skewer about the same thickness, because you want all of your lamb kebabs to all cook at the same time. So we'll lay that one there, and we'll get another one. This 1 pound of mix is gonna make about 4 nice sized skewers. If you have more skewers, you can make smaller bite-sized pieces. Our skewers are all made, and now what we want to do is get this in the refrigerator, because one, we want these flavors to all meld together, and secondly, we want to kind of chill that lamb down and tighten it up around that skewer. We're going to get this in the refrigerator for 30 minutes, and we're going to make some lemon orzo. All right, as I mentioned, we're going to serve our lamb kofta kebabs on a bed of lemon orzo. And you're saying, wait a minute, orzo has gluten, but Delalo makes a really wonderful gluten-free orzo. So we're just gonna simply cook this in a little bit of chicken stock with some herbs and spices, and it's gonna make a great bed for our lamb kebabs. And then we're gonna drizzle over the top some of Victoria's own dairy-free tzatziki sauce. And one of the first things you'll wanna do is go check out that video. I'll put the link up here, because it is delicious and it's gonna top this meal off. So let's get over to the stovetop and make our orzo. All right, I've got about 2 cups of chicken stock boiling in a pan. To that, we are gonna add 1 cup of the gluten-free orzo. We're gonna add a teaspoon of oregano and about a teaspoon of lemon zest. We're gonna mix these things together. We're gonna bring it back up to a boil and then drop it down to a simmer. And it's gonna cook for about 12 to 15 minutes, but what we want is all of this chicken stock to absorb into the orzo. We're almost kind of creating a risotto, but with gluten-free pasta, if you will. So I'm gonna get the lid on this, and we'll let it sit, and we'll check back in a couple minutes to see how much of that chicken stock has absorbed into the pasta. Okay, after our initial 12 minutes, we decided to put it on a low for another 5 minutes. We're gonna check this now, give it a quick stir. That looks good. I am gonna get a tasting spoon here and give it a little taste. Still has a slight bit of crunch to it. So what we are gonna do is take this off of the heat, put it here to the back of the stove, and we're gonna let this sit for 5 minutes off the heat to absorb the rest of that liquid, soften up that pasta while we finish up our lamb on the grill. Okay, we're out at the grill. I've preheated it. It's about 500 degrees. I pulled our lamb from its rest in the refrigerator. We're going to go ahead and get these right in the center of our grill. And depending on your level of doneness, these are going to cook for between 6 and 10 minutes. Personally, I like lamb a little kind of rare to medium rare. Since this is a grind, I'm going to do a medium rare. So I'm thinking we're going to be about 6 to 8 minutes, turning about halfway through. So we're going to go ahead and let these, close the door, let these rest down, and we'll be turning those in about 3 minutes or so. So let's have a look and see what our kebabs look like. Oh yeah, those look really great, and they are for sure ready for a turn. Break them loose. They stuck a little bit to the grill here. I'm going to break them loose and give them a turn. All right, we're going to give our lamb a kind of a quarter turn here to finish cooking. I wish you could smell the cumin, coriander, allspice coming out in the smoke of the lamb. It smells just fantastic. And the lamb's rendering some of its fat, so we're going to get a little bit of flame. I'm going to go ahead and turn the grill down. And we'll get this one turned over and that one turned over. And these are going to go for just a couple more minutes, and then we'll be ready to eat. And we're going to get our lamb off the grill. That looks and smells amazing. And now we're going to head back inside. All right, our lamb is off the grill. It ended up taking about 8 minutes to cook to the doneness level that we wanted. We're going to let this sit for a couple of minutes to let the juices kind of reincorporate into the whole kebab. In the meantime, our orzo has been sitting on the stove, off the heat with the lid on, just kind of resting, absorbing all of those flavors and softening up that pasta. Let's head over to the stove and finish that off, and then we can plate our kebabs. Okay, let's have a look and see what our risotto looks like. It looks like most of that chicken stock has been absorbed into the pasta. Let's grab a tasting spoon and make sure that it is tender enough. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. We're going to go ahead and finish this off, and to do that, we're going to add about a teaspoon of chopped parsley, about a half a teaspoon of fresh chopped dill, which is going to go great with that tzatziki sauce. And finally, we're going to do the juice of half a lemon. Let's go ahead and mix that all in. And let's give this one more taste just to see if we're going to need any salt or pepper to go along with that. I'm not going to put any pepper in there, but I am going to put just a pinch of salt to bring up the flavors of the herbs we put in there. Okay, and we're going to call this done. Let's plate up our lamb kofta kebabs. Okay, I've got our bed of orzo. I'm going to go ahead and grab one of our kebabs and pull that skewer out of there. We're going to hit this with some of our dairy-free tzatziki sauce. And sprinkle a little bit of parsley over the top for garnish. And there you have it, guys. Lamb kofta kebabs on a bed of gluten-free orzo with a dairy-free tzatziki sauce. And we're going to have to go in and give this a try. So you can see our lamb has just a little bit of pink in it, so I'm going to call that a delicious medium rare. I want to get a full bite here. We've got the tzatziki, we've got the lamb, and we've got the gluten-free orzo. Wow, that is so delicious. You can taste all of the spices in the lamb. The allspice, the coriander, the cumin. A little bit of the cayenne brings just a little bit of heat to it without kind of being over the top hot. The garlic and the onion combined on the grill just give it an amazing flavor. The gluten-free orzo, I'm just going to say you wouldn't even know it was gluten-free. The Delalo brand, a combination of corn and rice, Great texture, great flavor. Cooking it in the chicken stock just brings out all the flavor of the lemon zest and the oregano that was in there. And the dairy-free tzatziki sauce with the fresh cucumber in it is just delicious. All together, it's a really, really perfect pairing. And that is how we bring gluten and dairy-free cooking to the next level, is big, bold flavors. Well, that's it for now, guys. Thanks so much for hanging in there with me. I told you it would be worth it. Be sure and try this recipe. It's absolutely delicious. Be sure and like this video to support our channel. Subscribe to the channel, and for sure hit that notification bell to be alerted when we come out with new and exciting recipes like this one right here. And until next time, guys, happy eating. You can use a wooden or a bamboo You can use wooden or bamboo You can use wooden or bamboo